Hello everyone, welcome back to another video on the channel. Now this may be the turning point for cryptocurrencies. We have the Harris campaign officials to be holding another roundtable on Monday to discuss cryptocurrency with industry leaders. And so we saw the same thing happen back in June, and we did see some progress there. We saw the meeting with Ripple and leaders in the cryptocurrency space, including Stellar as well. And so there's going to be another meeting with the exact same leaders again here. And so this is something that's definitely making progress, right? We have the Republican Party that is very bullish on crypto. However, the Democratic Party is still hesitant. And so this could be the turning point for that moving forward, and so this is something to be paying attention to. And so before we jump into the details of that, I would like to mention there is a link underneath the video to Week's Exchange, and there is a trading competition going on right now for the Altcoin Hero community. Now there's 17 days remaining here, and if you do some futures trading, you can earn up to a $19,000 bonus, and so definitely make sure to check that out underneath the video. There is no KYC required, and it is a simple email registration. And so let's go ahead and take a look at the chart here for Bitcoin. We can see we have pulled back here since hitting about $70,000. We can see that the 200-day moving average has been very good support since the market has turned to an uptrend. And so we can see here, this has bounced off it multiple times. We did see good buying opportunities here when it did dip below it. We also saw the same opportunity here about a month ago when we dropped down to about $54,000. That was a great buying opportunity. However, since then, we have bounced off of the 200-day moving average multiple times. And so we can see once we broke above that here, we can see we did bounce on it there. We can see again, we did bounce here on the 200-day moving average. As I mentioned, we just fell below it there as a good buying opportunity. We bounced here just above the 200-day moving average. And now we're back at that level. And so we could see a bounce here with the 200-day moving average. That's something I am paying attention to. And so I am expecting a bounce there. If we do break below that, we may be looking at support at the bottom of this channel here around $53,000. And so as I mentioned, there was another roundtable just a few weeks ago on July 10th with a lot of the cryptocurrency leaders. And so we had Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse involved. We had the Stellar Development Foundation CEO, right? And a lot of other leaders in the industry. And so we've seen the same thing happen. That's going to be another meeting happening on Monday. And so it's definitely going to be something interesting. Now, Brad Garlinghouse mentioned during the last meeting here that hopefully this is the first step in moving from words to actual action. And so I think having a second meeting is definitely something very beneficial, right? The first one went well. He's saying that's hopefully that is the first step from moving from words to actual action. Maybe they're looking for more information to move forward on the cryptocurrency space before they come out and say that they're going to be very bullish on it and they are going to be starting to adopt some of the cryptocurrency policies. And so I definitely think this is something to be paying attention to, and I think this could be very bullish for Ripple and Stellar since they are two of the largest cryptocurrencies that are involved with these meetings. And so in addition to this, we also have Morgan Stanley here that's going to start offering ETFs to wealthy clients. And so the ETFs have been live since January. We had the Ethereum ETF that went live about a month ago. And so we're going to start seeing these financial institutions start opening it up to clients with a net worth of at least $1.5 million. And so this is definitely a start. I went to Bitcoin Nashville, and there I talked to many financial advisors. Now, many of them are very hesitant to start offering Bitcoin ETF in their portfolios to their clients because of the fluctuation in price. And so I think as more and more people start offering this, we're going to see more people buying into Bitcoin. Maybe it'll become 2% of their portfolio. Now, that does not mean that it has to become 50% of the portfolios. However, once they understand there's a ton of upside for cryptocurrencies, I think we'll start seeing more and more offerings of the Bitcoin ETF. And so in addition to that, we also have 56% of Fortune 500 firms pursuing crypto and blockchain projects. And so this is something very interesting, right? It may feel like a lot of corporate America or large corporations are not paying attention to cryptocurrencies. It may feel like we're in our own world. However, I definitely believe that they are looking into this. There's benefits to using cryptocurrencies, especially in the financial world. It increases the transaction speeds of financial transactions between different countries. It also reduces the cost substantially and can make those transactions much safer. And there's other use cases out there as well, right? One example is the automotive industry. The transfer of data between autonomous cars is very important. It has to be fast and it has to be secure. And so there is a use case for that as well in the blockchain space. And so let's go ahead and take a look at the fear and greed index here. We can see we are currently at 34. Once we do get down into these fear levels, these are oftentimes good buying opportunities. Now, I'm not saying go ahead and dump in 100% of all the money you have. You may want to dollar cost average. These are oftentimes good opportunities here to dollar cost average. If we do fall lower, you can continue to dollar cost average into different positions. And then once we go to greed, this is oftentimes a good time to maybe take some profits off the table, right? And so that's definitely something to be paying attention to as we move forward. Now, in addition to that, we also have the rational root here, talking about where we are at during the current cycle. And so we have the 4 different halvings so far. We had a halving on Bitcoin at the beginning of the year in March. And so we can see we are coming up through 7% of that cycle. And so we have a lot of the cycle still remaining. We can see after the halving here, we can see that's when a lot of the new all-time highs were made. And so we did see a new all-time high here before the halving, which is a lot different than the previous halvings. However, I still am expecting a big push up here over the next 6 to 12 months. We could be seeing a new all-time high by June of next year. And so it could come sooner than that, right? We could possibly see it at the end of this year, and we could see an altcoin rally happening there. And so this is definitely something I'm paying attention to as well. I do not think that we have topped out on the market. Now, in addition to that, we also have the Coinbase CEO, Brian Armstrong, has hinted at the possibility of introducing a new investment product, the Coinbase 500 Index Fund. And so this would be similar to the S&P 500, right? Taking some of the top projects and putting them into one index fund. Now, this may not be a 500 crypto index fund. Maybe it's 20 projects. Maybe it's the Coinbase 20. And so we're looking at the top 20 crypto projects and putting them into an index fund. I definitely think this is where the future is heading. This is where altcoins are going to start getting a lot of attention, right? I mean, if Coinbase builds a top 20 crypto index fund, I definitely think this is something that people will be very interested in, as this adds a lot of diversification to the cryptocurrency investing. Now, in addition to that, we also have the altcoin year here. We can see over the last 3 years, we have had a Bitcoin year. And so this is definitely something I'm paying attention to. Once we do start getting up into the altcoin year here, that is when I'm going to start taking profits. And so we can see here in 2020 and 2021 is when we reached those levels. Now this is when altcoins were booming. And so if you're wondering when I'm looking to take profits is when we get above this number 75 here on the altcoin year using this indicator. And so even though there's a lot of fear and uncertainty in the markets, right, we're seeing a lot of selling taking place. We're seeing Mt. Gox distribute funds. We're seeing Genesis start distributing funds. Now the people that are receiving those funds might be selling and drawing down the price of Bitcoin. We're going to see these fluctuations in the market. However, it is important to remember that this is definitely part of the cycle, and I definitely believe that we are going higher. Now, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for future videos. And make sure to check out that link underneath the video to Week's Exchange. If you're interested in futures or spot trading, there's a lot of altcoin gems listed on that exchange. And so thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.